Yo guys, welcome back to the channel. We have a slightly different format video again today. I will eventually set on a format that you guys can get used to in a video game, but for now, this is it. I just wanted to kind of like vent my opinions on the new Verdansk, or say the old Verdansk with the new mechanics, and how I feel that Call of Duty should kind of move forward. You know, when Black Ops 6 came out, I was kind of excited because I thought that might be the return of Blackout. I don't know if anyone played Blackout. It was the Call of Duty Black Ops 4 Battle Royale that kind of died a death because it was behind a paywall. It really kind of laid the groundwork for the simple gameplay loop that Warzone would later inherit. You would drop in, find ground loot. It was essentially PUBG but make it Call of Duty, which was great for the time. It was a huge step forward for Call of Duty, and I feel like it really laid the groundwork. Flash forward a couple of years and we get some leaks, we get some potential map designs. You see it on Twitter and Reddit. People were data mining the game. They were obviously excited for the next era of Call of Duty, which Warzone was. But it fell off at some point, and I can't really explain when exactly that was. I think it was during the time where after 2020, shall we say, the game was dying because people were obviously back to being allowed to go outside again. And they needed something new, so they kind of brought out, like monsters and zombies within Warzone and like dragons and stuff, is my understanding. I stopped playing around about the Caldera period just because I couldn't hack it anymore. I've been on Call of Duty YouTube for, a couple days. People are reacting quite heavily to the new Verdansk map, or should I say the old Verdansk map. On the one side, we have the casual players that are getting outplayed constantly by the top 1% sweats. They're slight cancer on the map, jumping around corners, and generally just shitting on the rest of the population. And on the other side, we have the pro players, the streamers, the top 1%ers that are literally complaining and throwing their toys out the pram for absolutely no reason when it comes to how there's, not enough plates on the map, or how the one-shot HDR is totally overpowered. Average streamer stuff. They're saying the game is far too slow now. As someone who used to be one of those top 1% back when Verdansk was out back in 2020, this is how the game used to be. This is how, you would pick a place to drop. Quite often it'd be the same place that you would drop every single game, regardless of where the circle was. And you would loot up, you would get your loadout, and you could either play circle or you could go hunting. That's generally what people used to do. This is like the core of Warzone. This is what Warzone always was, until they released the newer more, the newer maps, the smaller maps, things like that. There are opportunities to run around, hunt players, and get 30, 40 kills if you want to. But that's not what the game's about. The game is essentially, it's a battle royale. So, last man standing kind of vibes. That's the average player base. That's what they want, is they want that more tactical experience, that more last man standing kind of vibe. They want to win, essentially. And Call of Duty's actually done something really good here, where they have the Warzone casual mode for the people that really don't want to fight players, the ones that really want to just level up their guns, do something fun, kill some time with their friends in Discord or on voice chat or whatever. Recapture the glory days of Warzone, where people could just play the game for fun. I know, shocking, a video game for fun. And I think probably the worst thing that Call of Duty could do right now is listen to the top 1%. Don't listen to me, right? Don't listen to the ex-2020 sweat who would sit and camp on a hill for like 3/4 of the game and just rack up a bunch of kills. You want to listen to the people that are actually enjoying the game right now. And quite honestly, I think anyone that played the game back then will remember that basically the gameplay loop was very simple. It's hot off the heels of PUBG. PUBG really started it. Then Blackout came along, where you had to basically use only ground loot and find attachments and things. I think that could be quite interesting to bring back, but that's a whole separate topic. There is also the argument, if you want to play PUBG, go play PUBG. Then sort of Fortnite was also popping off around about that time. They decided to go back to the OG style of things, and people decided to, people suddenly loved the game again, and streamers were happy and everything like that. And I think this is Call of Duty's this is their chance right now. They've already said that if this doesn't work, and if Warzone doesn't bring a bunch of people back to the game, we're not going to have a Warzone 5 or 6 or whatever the hell we're on now. We're not going to have next year's Call of Duty come into Warzone. They're going to have to scrap it, and that might mean some things. We might get DMZ back properly with the more kind of fleshed out gameplay loop, or maybe a good Call of Duty campaign. Not that I can say anything, 'cause I haven't really played the campaign. I purely play it for the battle royale and for multiplayer, just to level up guns. But if we listen to the streamers right now, we will lose Warzone. There will be no Warzone. And why would we let the top 500 dictate to the bottom, however many people play this game, probably millions, to change the game fundamentally from what it was, to completely just ruin any sort of semblance of good faith for the community, push people away? Then there's just gonna be no, this is why we can't have nice things. If you don't like Warzone the way it is right now, go play a different game, streamers. That's what the rest of us have been doing for the past 2 years. And I get it, right? You want to be able to redeploy and land on squads and get clips and things. But those streamers are the same people that reverse boost to get into low elo lobbies and ruin the experience for everyone else. So they can't have it both ways. If they want to go and pop off in casual, go for it. The bots are very much there for your sick clips, your 360 no scopes, or whatever the kids are doing nowadays. What I'm basically trying to say is just leave Warzone alone. Let it be as it is now. Because this is what roped or brought, apart from a certain period of time, this is what roped or brought people into the game. This is what people played the game for. If you weren't here before 2020, you will not understand the level of hype that Warzone had when it first came out. People were leaking the map. We were speculating. We were really trying to see what was going on with the game that we all, I was going to say love, but that might be the wrong word. People were riled up. They were excited. They wanted something new, or they wanted an evolution of the battle royale genre. And when Warzone dropped for free back in 2020, people were absolutely hyped. I remember playing the game. I think I probably sunk a couple of thousand hours over the 2-year period that some of us weren't allowed to do anything for a reason. And it was probably the most fun I've had gaming since, I don't even know, maybe Call of Duty 4, way back in 2007. Everyone was free. Everyone was able to just, jump in, jump out, have fun. The same 4 boys that you've been playing video games with for 10 years were all online at once. And you got that great experience again of, the day just goes and all you're doing is dropping in, having a laugh, chatting with your boys. That's what the game is. Gaming is supposed to be, this kind of, I touched on it previously in a previous video of mine. Gaming is supposed to be a social activity between friends, essentially. And you gotta feel like these streamers who literally never go outside, they treat the world like it's back in the 2020 period where you couldn't leave your house. All they do is drop in, try and style on a bunch of kids that really don't care that much. For their viewers who probably also really don't care that much. And Call of Duty kind of has to make a decision at this point, because we've had the esports era, where there's Rebirth Island, there's the slide cancelling, there's the 15,000 plates that you have every single time, there's the 2-hit headshot snipers that completely defeat the purpose, in my opinion, of a sniper. And I don't mean sniping from 600 meters away. Bring back the AX-50, if you know. Having that in the game is so important to the health of the game that it's crazy. People just need to chill out, enjoy what we have, stop complaining, because you all complained for 3 years, 4 years now that Warzone has gone downhill. Warzone finally regains its feet and finds its feet again, and you guys are complaining again. You make up 500 of the top players. Shut up. Just stop. If you want to go sweat, ranked is coming. And let me tell you, I will not be playing ranked for a good couple of months. Let all the tryhards get into their tryhard ranks. And then the normies can start playing and having fun again. if you want that competitive experience, ranked is there for you. Like, go and do that. Like, be my guest. Go and drop 50 kills in your, I don't even know what the ranks are, like iridescent or whatever it is rank. Go and, you know, murder a bunch of kids who are actually trying. But stay the hell out of Warzone. Like, honestly, nobody wants your zip lines. Nobody wants your stupid fast movement that makes absolutely no sense. Nobody wants your redeploy balloons or your 6,000 plates that you have up your ass for absolutely no reason, just to get you out of a tough spot. We already have the dolphin diving that nobody wanted. We already have to deal with the Omni movement that nobody wanted. We already had to deal with the bad hit registration and stuff that nobody wanted. So stop complaining. Play the game. Enjoy the game. If you kind of enjoyed my little rant here, leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.